Okay, well, I'm sitting here playing a game I got with PS Plus not too long ago. Oh God, been months. Days Gone, and if you never played it, you're probably going to hear a little bit of blah, 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 blah. Can't talk apparently. You're going to hear a little bit of it in the background as my TV plays, because, obviously I'm not the smartest person in the world when it comes to, going from PS5 and all that. I don't have a headset or anything hooked up, but I want to talk about the gameplay a little bit as I'm sitting here just ragging the hell out of this motorcycle and driving around like a complete nutcase. Well, one thing I like about it is, very open world. And I've heard a lot of negative criticism because, it was buggy, it was glitchy, it was this, it was that. And I get that, I understand that. I resonate with that. Yeah, there have been instances where I wanted to pull my luxuriously long hair out because it was just crazy. And like I said, I'm driving around like a maniac. But one thing that I think was missed on this story, and I know I've heard rumors, I've heard comments, I've read things that this game got screwed over because of the bugs and that it was repetitious and it was boring, yada yada, all the way up to that, a bunch of SJWs, fucking canceled it because it was about a white male protagonist that stared at his wife's ass or something to that effect. Don't quote me on this specifically. So, as I'm killing whatever that was chasing me, whatever you're into, whether it comes to, Grand Theft Auto 5, open world games like that, Red Dead Redemption 2, pretty much of any ilk. Ooh, zombies. I like killing zombies. But anywho, either way it slices to you, it's up to you. But one thing I felt that was really lost on this game a lot was the story element. Sit down, sit down, you sit down, you sit down. God damn. Fuckers. As I was saying, was lost on the story. You get this guy, he's pretty much 10 Mountain Ranger, does some things in service that he really does not want to remember, really doesn't want to coincide with, comes home, he joins a biker gang, and, or a club as they call it, but yeah, he joins a bunch of bikers, Jack and Boozer and all that, and he meets a young female scientist, and they end up getting married, falling in love, not exactly in that order. And, basically all hell breaks loose. The end of the world comes, there's this big virus going around turning people into, basically zombies. And they're evolving, and, there's a whole big to-do, and they're trying to escape the city. She gets stabbed. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I stabbed Ace Ventura. What? Gotta get my own little bloopers in this thing. But anyway. Yeah, sends her along. They think she's dead, and, ends up, they meet back up, Just the whole time, this dude's holding on to this pain, and he's holding on to this want and need for his wife to be alive. Everybody pretty much tells him, it's like, dude, she's dead, get over it. He ends up finding her, spoilers. And the one critical thing I will give about this is my biggest beef. So obviously I am at completion. I've completed the main storyline. I just like riding around on the open scenery on a motorcycle in the mountains. I'm not gonna lie, I like riding around killing zombies. That's why I'm still into this. This is my actual second completion of the main storyline. But what really got me is that, at the end, I'll show you, I love that little swipe motion. let's head on over to Iron Mike's, and I'll show you. You know, that's the base camp that they all end up at the end of the game. But at the end of the game, you know, you see a cutscene of them riding off into the sunset. You know, biker dude's got his old lady on the back of the bike, and you know, they're heading on into the sunset. It's the end of the game, you know. And, you know, Deacon, St. John, the protagonist's name, he has become the basic de facto leader of this group of survivors. So here we are, we're riding into camp, you know, there's the motor shop up there, so I know that I'm going exactly the wrong way of my cabin. Yeah. So here we go. This is one thing that I didn't like about the art. You're at the end. Boozer's alive, yay. You know, Sarah's alive, and we got the little puppy right here. There's a little puppy. This is all they do, except, you know, you might get a radio call from Boozer. He does this. He crafts you some items. You know, might get some scrap, some, you know, here and there, you know, bolts. I got a heal. But, that's pretty much what goes on. They just sit there. There is no interaction at the end of the game. None. And that's one thing I didn't like. It's like you can go on missions. You can go on missions and such, you know, for Ricky, or finish up anything if you haven't, you know, completed with, you know, the Tucker compound, or you know, with old crazy homeboy over here. Where is he at? Because I forget his name. Copeland. Yeah, the little militia dude. You can go over there and you can do completion of that, but like actually hanging out with basically your best friend, the one you call brother, and your wife, the woman you've been, you know, waiting years to find out if she's, you know, dead or alive, and it's just like, okay, you know, they're alive, they're here, they're chilling out. It can be raining, snowing, doesn't matter. They're always in that same spot. And that's pretty much it. You know, that's it. One and done. And I've always thought that you had such a great build-up. And then the ending was kind of lackluster. Fall down, fall down. Okay. Whoop. So much for being silent. Oh, my aim is crap today. But yeah, that just kind of got me. It's like, oh yeah, end of the game, and you know, whatever. Let's pull some Daryl Dixon shit. You. But that was it. That's it. One and done. You're done. They're hanging out on the porch, and you know, there's no fulfillment. And because of the criticism for all the bugs and all that, you know, I understand that, but they didn't really give the game, I believe, a really good chance, because the story was key here. And once the bugs did get worked out, you know, it came to PS Plus, as if I'm not mistaken, it was part of some legacy thing that, you know, for a limited time you could get this game for free and all that or whatnot. I can't really remember. But, you know, sit down. But the story element to me was good because, you know, when I first discovered this game, I downloaded it, you know, and then I sat on it for a few months, and I didn't really do anything with it. And then one day when I was, you know, off work, when I was still working, retirement is a bitch, but when I was, you know, doing my thing and all that, I was like, I want to give this a try. And I did. And I had to literally force myself to put the controller down. It was like, you know, I got to get some sleep, or I got to eat, or because I was just so enamored with the storyline. And oh, fuck you. See this, and these little surprises right here really jump up and get you. Ah, I missed it. That's okay. Yeah. But, and I hate headlights. I got to turn the headlights off. But I couldn't put it down. I was like, where's it going to go? Where's it going to go? And when the game was over, I was like literally depressed. I was like, where do I go from here? Because I'd gotten bored with GTA. And I didn't really have anybody to play with at the time. So, I mean, I was bored as fuck, boy. So, somebody's coming from over yonder, here, there. Oh, there's the bitch. But I got bored, and so I played this, and it's like, well, what do I go to from here? Oh, Deke, be quiet. Got 2 saddlebags worth back on your bike. But, yeah, it's just like, where do I go from here? And it's just, they don't make stories in games like that, especially when it's like a single-player game. You know, there's no multiplayer element, which I would love it if we had a multiplayer, you know, element of this, kind of something akin to, you know, Days Gone or, you know, something of that element, you know, but it just seems to me that, you know, that we don't get a lot of that anymore. We really don't. We don't get a lot of good games out there that are just, you know, in my eyes, perfect. And this was one of those games. It was a perfect game. Woohoo! Got your nose. Or, actually, I got your ear, but what is coming after me? Oh. Okay. But, sorry about that splitting headache, mate. But anyway, it's like a good game got wasted, you know, and I mean, like I said before, I understand all of these elements, all of them when it comes to gameplay, but I mean, look how Final Fantasy, you know, it's an MMO. Final Fantasy 14, you know, initially started. That was a clusterfuck, like a major one. Then, you know, they pretty much just pulled it all down, restructured it, and then you had Reborn show up. Look at the, I mean, and for those that are OG, like, y'all didn't see that. For those of you that are OG like me and remember when GTA 5, you know, online first released, what's so funny is I bought the game on Xbox and I had it, beat storyline and all that, and I'm waiting for, you know, and they're like, yeah, you're gonna have, you know, GTA Online, and I'd played a little bit of 4's online service, and, you know, wasn't overwhelmed or underwhelmed by it, but that year was, you know, it was, the day was December 11th, you know, 2013, and I had a major heart attack. A widowmaker, as they call it. And I didn't know it because I was walking around talking, you know, breathing just like everybody else was at the hospital, you know, until about a good 30 minutes into it when I was like, oh shit, I'm starting to feel woozy and lightheaded. But be that as it may, be that as it may, you know, got treatment, released, all that. And I go home and, you know, at this point, you know, GTA Online has been out, heists are not out. And then I got on it, and like the bugs and inactivity that, you know, basically all you can do is jobs. That's really all you could really do is just jobs. And the payout and the expense was near about ridiculous. So it's like, you know, look at the state of GTA Online right now. Oh my God, it's a fucking cat. Oh, I hate these fucking cats. I'm backing well enough away. Because it tit-taps around and then it wants to kill you! Oh, and a wolf. Wolves I can deal with. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You two. Oh, skill points. That's a yay. But anywho, we're not going to worry about that right at the moment because we got a psychotic fucking cougar trying to kill us. and not the kind that most young guys enjoy. Back to the point of the matter is that, GTA Online really had just shit. Now look at it. People call it what they will, but there's a lot of fun to it. They went a little too sci-fi, and we got laser weapons and flying bikes and Sasanta and that other dude that really make me want to fucking start, shooting up a whole lobby. Sit down. That fucking cat. Get off me, get off me, get off me. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Oh, and fuck you! Yeah. Anywho. These are the moments where you can actually forget yourself, so I can kind of see how easily distracted people can get. But yeah, still there's a lot of critical attention that goes to some of these games. But on the same token, people still play them, they love them and support them. And I believe that Days Gone really got the shaft. It really did. It's an amazing game. You can see through the gameplay. I cannot talk today.
Son of a bitch!
Exactly, Deke, son of a bitch. But through the gameplay, the worlds are just, the world is just, if I'm not crashing into it, it's beautiful. Look at that. What you can see of it while I'm riding through a zombie-infested area. But the place is beautiful. We're back at a camp, too. Which camp am I? Oh, I'm at Copeland's camp. But it really is a beautiful, beautiful world. And you have so many diverse, storyline. Everybody's got a story. And it's just like this game. Every person in this game has a story. And I really believe it really did get, the bottom of the boot. I really think that they should make a sequel. And it's not going to happen because most people have moved on to other games and shit like that. But I believe that, somebody should take a stab on it. Because the end of the game, I'm not really going to try to spoil too much. But bounties, yes. But they left it open. They left it well enough open for a sequel. So it would be awesome if they could, somebody come along and like, hey, why don't we pick up, let's pick up where it left off, because there is a lot to cover. There really is. But that's pretty much all I'm going to get into on it. It's been a rambling. This is really me just trying to get into the groove of it again as usual. But these are my thoughts. This is what I believe about this game. Maybe next time I might write some bullet points or, a script to kind of go by. But I've really been a, fly by the seat of my pants kind of dude when it comes to things, giving an honest opinion like right up front instead of having to think about it. And, that may change. Quality is going to change. I know that much. But I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to, like and subscribe. And, this is me, Lazy Satan, saying, if you can't be good, be bad, baby.